men, like I said, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland, where do you think Holland ranks as Spider-Man?
It's funny because especially with the way they were or the order in which they were introduced, you got Maguire is kind of his own kind of Peter Parker. He is so heavy on the nerd and awkward side that a lot of people love because they're also nerdy and awkward.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Have anxiety or whatever.
He speaks to a demographic.
It's almost unfair to compare him to Holland. And then Andrew Garfield, I think he's a fine actor. Andrew Garfield is a fine actor, but I think they laid it a little on too thick or too on the nose with this is the fun Peter Parker. This is the real quippy one. Yeah, they
oversold him in that one, I think.
Not his fault. I think that's more the writing and how they tried to frame it.
Marketing, yeah.
Exactly. So I think Andrew Garfield is kind of third. Sorry, Andrew. But and then with the way they framed it around the high school setting, I think Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker for me.
Yeah.
But to compare him again to Tobey Maguire is a really hard thing to do.
Because, here's how I kind of critique all of them, okay? Tobey Maguire has that real awkwardness that really is great. And again, I can't speak for the loyalty to the comic books. I really can't. I'm only giving the film.
That's not what we're about.
I'm not about here trying to see if it was accurate. I'm just talking about what was more fun to watch and who I thought played it better. I think Tobey Maguire is a terrific actor. And there's a lot of people out there, I think, that say Tobey Maguire can't act. Those people have not seen the movie Brothers. If you've seen that one with Jake Gyllenhaal and Natalie Portman, that's an amazing underrated Maguire showcase. But as far as Spider-Man goes, I love his Spider-Man. It's part because I grew up with him too, and it's also part because I think that he handles a lot of he makes the moments of especially in Spider-Man 2, the antisocial elements, the agony of the character, the agony of the situations and stuff. That's a key word, obviously. He has this sort of antisocial, sort of closed off personality that I think really works in the more dramatic moments of those movies and stuff. So I still say that Tobey Maguire is my personal favorite Spider-Man, but then going back to I agree. I agree. I'm gonna have to piggyback off everything you said about Andrew Garfield. I think that the problem that I had with Andrew Garfield was that he was portrayed as kind of like a geeky character in a way, but he was like the geek that everybody loved and everybody knew. You know what I mean? And I couldn't. It's not that I couldn't connect with it. It's that I didn't really care. Then it became that sort of element kind of made his emotional plight less interesting for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because he was already so socially comfortable with himself and everything. And again, the quip I think was a little bit too forced. Again, it's same thing with Avengers Age of Ultron. I think it was laid on a bit too thick. Now you have Tom Holland, who's got the awkwardness of Tobey Maguire, awkwardness of a teenager, and then the kind of cool the interest level of a toned down Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So not only do I think Tom Holland's a little bit of an amalgamation of both, but I also think that he rivals Tobey Maguire in very good. And at some points I will say it's for the party sequence too, I think I like him a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back and forth with Holland and Maguire for who I like more. You know what I mean? And again, I think for me to really fully say that I like Holland more, you're gonna need to show me another Spider-Man movie of this caliber.